It's not the morning anymore. It's just gone midday on 6, and it's time now to hear what happened when we caught up with Johnny Depp. He was in town, of course, talking about his new movie and stepping back into the Mad Hatter's shoes, and we got a few minutes with him, which was a wonderful privilege. We also talked music, of course. Here we go.
Lauren Laverne
on BBC Radio
6 Music.
Johnny, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, thank you.
Alice Through the Looking Glass is about to come out, and you're stepping back into the Mad Hatter's shoes once again. What made you want to do that?
I enjoyed playing the character. I enjoyed finding the character, and to know all the ingredients that went into him, and to know that you have a character that stands on solid ground where you are not, you don't have to be yourself, because that's the one thing you want to escape from, is being you. You want to be the character. So when you're a character for that length of time, and it's bye-bye, it's at the end of 6 months, there's a very strange decompression that happens.
Oh, really? How long does it take to get him out of your system?
You miss having hung out with some person that you know. It's probably sick. It's probably not good for me. But that's how it happens. Usually it takes about 2 weeks, I guess.
Okay. I read that you're a fan of Lewis Carroll's writing and the source material. I wondered whether there was a little bit of the real Lewis Carroll in your portrayal, because watching the movie, I was getting hints of Charles Dodgson. I don't know, I was just wondering about that and wanted to ask you about it.
I think he put himself in the mix, certainly, in a lot of places, and in the same way that I find safety in not being me and playing a character, Dodgson, I'm sure, found some degree of safety in playing Lewis Carroll to be able to write those books. They're 1,000 billion pages long, and there's a lot of shoe leather.
Yeah.
But it's still brilliant, it's still amazing. And it's been around for 150 years, and people are still as fascinated and still as, queried, by, even fascinated with the potential kind of scandalous nature, like they were with J.M. Barrie. So it's an interesting book in that way, and the fact that Alice has had such a profound effect on, young girls turn into young women.
Absolutely,
yeah.
Well, she's always been a feminist hero. I mean, Camille Paglia is a huge Alice in Wonderland fan. She's written about the character, because she is this kind of she's logical. She remains logical in a mad world, and Alice's responses to what's going on around her, I think the lunatic certitude of Wonderland was how Paglia described it. But in this film, it's great because, Alice really is a feminist hero, from the get-go. She's really taking charge.
Indeed,
You must have enjoyed watching that and acting that out on screen.
Oh, I did. I did, because Mia has a very, very unique quality in that she's almost incapable of an untruth. She's one of the purest souls I've ever met in my life. I mean, she's one of the purest people, with no kind of lofty ambition that makes you feel a little queasy, or she just wants to do her best. She wants to do great work and keep moving, and I was impressed with the kid from the first day, Mia,
Yes, she's really coming to his rescue. That's the heart of the film. Really, is she's trying to save him.
Yeah, they make a good duo, and it's she's just. I think she's just the best thing since sliced bread, man.
It's great on screen, and obviously great to see you on screen with Sacha Baron Cohen as well, who plays time, the personification of time.
Oh my God.
I read that you had a lot of fun, just trying stuff out, and that at one point a camera broke. Is that right? Because you were improvising for such a long time.
30 minutes.
30 minutes?
James let us go. Once James had all the material he knew he needed, in terms of the cut, he had all the choices he wanted. So, Sasha and I are always game to kind of fly around, and so we did the scene, and then at the end of the scene we started to improvise, and that started growing and turning into this other thing, and this thing here related back to this thing, so it was just this kind of bizarre, jumbled up hilarity, that, both of us were going, doing the
Yeah, exactly. How did you keep a straight face?
It was nearly impossible. I mean, Sasha's he's a formidable opponent when you're trying to make him laugh. You know? I mean, and you're trying to not laugh. Well, Sasha's rough. He's too funny.
You've worked together before on Sweeney Todd, and of course he's a long-time collaborator with director James Bobin on this project. It seems like you've got such an interesting kind of combination of imaginations, and obviously Underland having kind of been created in the first movie by Tim Burton. You having trouble with your lighter there?
That's all right. I'll get it on the way out. It's okay.
Can we get one for you? I'm sure we can.
I'll just keep buffing. I'll light the straw on fire.
So, I mean, tell me about James Bobin, because he's come on board directing and Tim Burton's producing this time around. So I think two different but very engaging imaginations there. Yeah,
it's when we set out to do the first, and Tim was sort of discovering, as he went along, what he could do, what was possible. He had the responsibility of basically creating the visual language. So I think Tim's signature is all over that, and James thoroughly embraced what Tim had done prior to, but then just took he took it and stretched it here and moved it there and kind of finessed this or that and made it his own. The funny thing is, as an actor and you're there for however long you're there and all you're seeing is blue screens or green screens and stuff, I'm just trying to figure out how come those two directors aren't as insane as I am.
Well, because they can see it's in their mind's eye before it's on screen.
They're in it more than I am.
Yeah.
But literally being on a green screen set for months and months, or a blue screen set for months and months, you will do things differently afterwards.
Is it an experience that has changed you? Do you think that?
Oh yeah. It's about 1,000 degrees, and you're decked out in a yak wig, top hat.
Yeah.
About
well, that's quite a night out already, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you decompressing at the end of those days? I mean, that must have been a real, quite a thing to kind of come down from.
You just weep a little on the way home. That's all. A little sobbing in the car.
Okay.
Maybe even stick your head out the window and tell somebody to shut up, even though they didn't say anything. Shut up.
Yeah. Okay, and then that would just take you back to maintenance levels. Then you're good.
All right. Yeah.
I mean, Wonderland is this fantasy world that's surreal, it's funny, it's scary, and the shift between those kind of moods can happen very, very quickly. Is that what makes the place so enduring? Is that a kind of, those tonal shifts, are they something that interests you as an actor when you're looking for a part to play?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Sorry. I thought we were talking about like the village and the people and the village people. And
I can always talk about the village people.
I really can't today.
You got to, okay,
yeah,
fine.
Not today.
No.
I'm a little sensitive today. Sorry.
Tell me about.
They were great though.
What, the village people?
I like costumes,
Yeah. Do you have a favourite?
Statement and all that.
Do you have a favourite of the village people?
Yeah, I like the postman.
Postman. He's underrated, I think. I would have gone construction worker straight away, but yeah.
No, I like the postman.
Okay. While we're on the subject of music, Johnny, we are a music station.
I just screwed over your last question.
Don't worry, that's okay. We can...
I can fix it. I can do it real quick.
Okay.
Well, like for example, in terms of character, the tonal shifts are, range of emotions you need to wander through, whatever muck that is. That's one thing, but the shifts, I always felt the Hatter was of multiple personality. Those transitions where it has to come from an organic place. It's not like, when they made the Wolfman in 1940 and they just cut, it's like hair starts growing and then they cut away and then, there he is. Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
It's got to be done by yourself.
Yeah.
So I like the tonal shifts because, at one point he could be so very outstanding, so very nice, and then something clicks off and he doesn't like it at all. He'll say burglar alarm, which is impossible to say in Scottish.
Burglar alarm.
Burglar alarm.
I Skinny, you're rolling your R's really well. I mean, I'm half Scottish and I felt that deep in my DNA is calling, yeah.
You can always just say Robert's Bell.
Robert's Bell.
Robert's Bell.
Johnny, we're a music station. I have to ask you about music. I have to ask you what's rocking your world at the moment, what you're listening to.
Oh man, well I thought that Marilyn Manson's last record, The Pale Emperor, was I really think it was a masterpiece. We've known each other a long time, you know, and it's very open, it's very brave, it's a very, very brave record, and there's a lot of, you know, living life problems in there, and it's just beautiful, man. The Tom Waits' last record, of course, you know, with Hell Broke Loose and all. I mean, and Tom again, you know, there's nothing he can manufacture but you know, a masterpiece. Run the Jewels, I think are. Yes. I'd heard Killer Mike before, I think, but when I heard the Run the Jewels records, I just thought, you know, there's still hope.
Protest songs.
There's still hope for music.
Yeah.
Well, because you know, let's say the pop punk bands or new wave or whatever they wanted to call them back in the '80s and all that stuff. You know, that energy and that anger and that rage and that delivery, and it was real and it was meant, and it was, you know, it wasn't these bands that come out and get on the top 40 because they kind of sound like they have there's a dirty guitar in there and that guy's ripped jeans, so that's alternative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the spirit is
everything's
there,
gone all over the place, but Run the Jewels is a record, both those records to me cross all boundaries. Incredibly brave, incredibly smart, and I mean, man, it just don't get much better. You know?
Maybe we can play some Run the Jewels for you then.
Yeah,
that would be a pleasure. They've done a new track with DJ Shadow, which is pretty phenomenal.
Oh, good. I haven't heard that.
We can give that a spin for you if you like, if you approve of that one.
That'd be great.
Or we can do something from Meow the Jewels, their concept album made entirely from the voices of cats, which I'm assuming you've heard yet.
Heard about it. I'm not sure that I'm not sure I'm ready for it.
Okay, no, that's absolutely fine. In that case, we'll stick with Shadow in that case, Johnny.
Yeah, I think cats.
They're going to whisk you away from me, but one more question, which is, it's great to see you, you know, surrounded by so many Brits in the cast, and you look so at home, and I know you're something of an Anglophile. Would you ever consider moving to the UK?
Well, apparently I'm moving to Manchester.
Are you?
Well, that's what I've heard.
Oh, excellent. Great. Do you know where you're moving to? Have they told you? Or?
I've never been to Manchester, you know. I've been invited.
Right.
Yeah, but no, I haven't been there yet, you know, or Liverpool or Blackpool. There's a lot of places I want to go up north. Yeah.
Cool.
Apparently I bought some house in Bath once because I was spotted buying spatulas.
Well, spatulas do imply a domestic setup of some kind, but you know, you can never tell.
I know.
Be used for other things.
I was in Toronto at the time. That's the problem. Do you know what I mean? Is it a parallel universe, or is it some grimy guy that's like, you know, trying to dress like me or something?
There's only one Johnny Depp. I think it was you. Good luck with the move to Manchester. Congratulations.
I love a spatula.
Spatulas in Manchester, Johnny Depp. That's a great note to end it on. Thank you very much indeed.
Spatchester.
Today's guest, Johnny Depp, getting a big response on Twitter and text. Breaking, says Toby on TV. Johnny Depp says on 6 Music Morning Show that his favourite village person is the postman. Rory says, what's Johnny Depp got against cats? Love him, but he better watch. I think he's just saying that Meow the Jewels, the concept album, wasn't for him. Richie Muirhead says, a man of fine taste. Johnny Depp just said he loved Run the Jewels on 6 Music. And lots of people talking about me laughing. It was so funny. He was just really funny. Yes, Simmons H said, listening to Depp's interview on 6 Morning Show, well done, Lauren, for keeping the interview together. Yeah, I mean, you know, so much fun talking to Johnny Depp about Alice in Wonderland sequel, Alice Through the Looking Glass, which is out this Friday, as well as the music that he loves, and the village people. So yeah, if you just tuned in, you can listen back to that for a month now. It's up on the website. Lots and lots of fun. I'd love to have him on the programme.